Welcome back. Canadian home sales dipped in the month of April. Some people now believe that hopeful home buyers are being a little bit more cautious. The Canadian Real Estate Association saying home sales fell 1.5% in April, coming slightly below the average of the last 10 years, 1.7%. The number of available listings rose by 2.8%. And the national home sales went down by 1.8%. The overall number of available properties on the market jumped by 6.5%. The association saying these listings are at the highest level since before the pandemic. While spring sales have kicked off in the buyer's favor, the association says some people are deterred by high mortgage costs these days. All right, for more on what's going on, Karen Yolevski is my guest. She's one of the top people at LePage, a leading real estate company, of course, in Canada. Karen, good to see you. Thanks for your time.
Always a pleasure. Thanks.
All right, the big takeaway for you.
What we're seeing right now are two things. One, that buyers are taking their time. They're not running into the market this spring. They're back in greater numbers than we saw last year, but they're not back to the levels that we would anticipate in a typical spring market. Second, from a price perspective, given where we are in terms of interest rates, prices are stable. Prices are not increasing by leaps and bounds month over month. We saw a little bit of a bump up at the beginning of the year, and now we're sort of leveling off, and we'll have to see what any decrease in interest rates do to those prices going forward.
Yeah, what are you expecting shift-wise as we head toward the summer, Karen?
Well, we do have more listings on the market. So what remains to be seen, particularly in our big markets, Toronto, Vancouver, is are those going to get scooped up? Especially when interest rates start to come down. We know that a number of buyers have said they're waiting to jump back into the market until when interest rates drop. So if that happens, we might see a flurry of activity. Those listings might get scooped up. If not, we might have more listings than we have seen in a number of years, and that might put a little bit of downwards pressure on pricing. Couple months max, and then when interest rates do drop, we should see prices start to tick up because that competition is going to come back. So medium term, maybe a little bit more of the same. Longer term, towards the end of the year, likely prices on the rise again.
Buyers or sellers market right now?
Depends where you are. So right now, it's about balanced in a number of places in Canada, including in many pockets in Toronto, although it is neighborhood by neighborhood. If you move to a province like Alberta, look at Calgary or Edmonton, very much a seller's market. Lots of activity in those markets, very few listings, not enough inventory, prices on the rise.
What's your take on when interest rates may start to fall, which of course triggers better and more advantageous mortgage rates?
We do anticipate that rates will start going down at some point this year. We've got a few more chances, June, July, September, December. So at some point between now and the end of the year, those rates should start dropping. Now, is it going to be in June? Perhaps, might be July. We don't know exactly, but the indications are clear that rates will start coming down at some point in 2024.